Because I've already checked. So since I'm on this side, I'm sure my card is ready. I'm sure my card is ready. My card is ready.
Amen.
But this
See, I
rain.
was praying. I was praying, God, please, then I can't ready. I really prayed. All right, mic's up. Welcome inside the locker room. This is still Smooth 98.1. It's time for us to go into the world of sports. Be invited to the locker room with Tega Supreme.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tega. How are you?
Sleepy. Oh,
When
the
are you
weather
not
is-
sleepy? I think that's the question we
No,
should
no,
ask
no.
you.
I'm not sleepy at night. I'm very sleepy in the morning.
That helps a lot. Okay, all right. Now let's go. We have so many things to go through, and I'm sure Tega is roaring to go. If you'd like to join the conversation, we want to invite you into the locker room. Exclusive invitation. You can send a message to WhatsApp. Number is 0809 4440981. On Twitter, you can find us at Smooth981. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. My name is Ayo Mairo-Ese, and I will be. I'm invited to your locker room, right?
Small.
Okay. All right, let's start off in the world of basketball. LeBron James chooses Kevin Durant with first All-Star draft pick. The Los Angeles Lakers might not have traded for Anthony Davis prior to yesterday's deadline, but Lakers star LeBron James made sure that Davis will be playing on his team next week in the NBA All-Star game. James selected Davis in the All-Star draft last night. He took Golden State Warriors star Kevin Durant with his first selection. With Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo, the captain of the team opposing James' side, selected Golden State guard Stephen Curry with his first pick. James also selected Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden, respectively, from among the starters. The Antetokounmpo suggested during the draft that James was tampering after he selected Davis. Isn't that tampering, he said. Tampering rules do not apply on All-Star Weekend, James said, laughing.
Yes. So Janice threw in that joke.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo.
Oh, say it again.
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. Janice threw in that joke because of what had happened with the Lakers and the Pelicans during the week, where it looked like Lakers really wanted to get Anthony Davis, and they were offering everybody up in that trade, including their wives, and somehow the deal just didn't pull through. So the trade deadline was over yesterday, and the All-Star weekend is next week. So the fans' favorites, which happen to be so far LeBron and Giannis Antetokounmpo, were now the ones that had to pick their teams. And here's what is interesting about LeBron James' team. He picked Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Klay Thompson, everybody apart from James Harden, everybody else that LeBron James picked have an option to leave next season.
So why did you?
So he's picking. He's probably picking them and saying, Lakers front office, you can see how my chemistry with these guys are. Buy one of these guys. Like he literally just took people that will be free next season, as if to tell Lakers front office, look, I have chemistry with Kevin Durant just in case you have money. Kyrie still available just in case you have money. I mean, look at the plethora of players I brought for you. You could trade for one of them. So it's an interesting pick that he had when he was selecting his team. So it adds to the conversation of, is he really, because in recent weeks people have been saying that it's LeBron that is pushing to recreate the Lakers, like he's trying to create a team that he can use to fight in the NBA championships. But some people are saying, why does he want to wield so much power when he had the option of going to a team that was ready-made, maybe the Sixers, that would have been ready-made for him to already start competing for championships? Why did he have to move to Lakers that's still maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years away from competing for the championship, and then he's now trying to be a player and also be a GM at the same time. So him picking those
A man's got to be smart.
yeah, but him picking those players makes for an interesting choice.
Right.
Just gives a good conversation. But we can't wait for All-Star Weekend.
All right, we cannot wait, and I'm sure you'll be bringing us all the news or stories on that
Oh
one.
yes.
Okay, now back, going on to football, war of words as Flying Eagles battle Niger for World Cup tickets. The drumbeat of war are raging as the Flying Eagles confront host Niger Republic in the final Group A match of the 15th total on the 20 Africa Cup of Nations, with a semi-final ticket and World Cup qualification the reward for the victorious team. Speaking during the pre-match conference yesterday, coach of Nigeria said, "One thing we know is that Niger are a good team. It was very difficult against South Africa, despite playing well, but we will work hard and fight to win against Niger." Countering back, Niger coach Ismaila Temoko said it was not impossible to defeat the highly rated Nigerian side. "We will be entitled to a fair game and very open as it is the third match that is synonymous with qualification or elimination. We'll make every effort to beat Nigeria to snatch the qualification," he said.
Yes, it would be a snatch and grab if they do manage to succeed. Nigeria is on 4 points, Niger is on 2. But if Nigeria drops the ball, Niger is ready to just take it
Just
with
grab
both
it.
arms. So yeah, he's right about the trying to snatch. But it's going to be an interesting one today. I'm just glad. I mean, you know how it is. All the teams in the group play at the same time, so that there's no hanky panky.
Yeah.
So Nigeria just needs to go out there and do the job. South Africa, like the coach said, they had the ball possession, they just weren't clinical enough. They couldn't find a way to score. Against Niger, they have to, from the blow of the whistle, they have to start attacking. They have to start pressing.
Yeah.
Don't give them any minute to settle, because it's such a crucial one. It can determine whether you stay in the competition or you leave. And as much as they look safe with 4 points, a loss here and a win somewhere else where you can't, you have no impact on what's going to happen with South Africa and Burundi. There's no influence.
Yeah.
So this is the game that you can influence. So Nigeria has to go up for it. Try to get all 3 points.
The match is tonight?
Yes, today.
What time?
I'm going to confirm, but maybe 5.
5?
I'm going to
Okay,
confirm.
all right. So because Chimobi Victor here on WhatsApp is saying the Flying Eagles of Nigeria have what it takes to qualify for the World Cup. All they need to do is to bury most of their chances and keep it tight at the back. Please, Tega, have you heard? Tell Coach Paul I'm going to do the needful today.
What's wrong with your mouth? I will be sending me message.
Right, okay, we'll go to the next story, still in the world of football, this time Premier League. Manchester City have edge over Liverpool in Premier League title race, says Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva admits Manchester City thought they'd lost the Premier League title race last week, all those Liverpool fans, but believes returning to the top of the table has now given them an important psychological advantage over rivals Liverpool. Asked whether moving back above their rivals was psychologically important, midfielder Silva said, "Of course, mentally it's a big boost for us. We know what it means to win, we're still the champions, and we know what we have to do to win, but it doesn't matter a lot. A few days ago, we thought we had lost the Premier League. Now we're top of the league, even if it's because we have played one game more. It's good to be back in the race, and we'll do our best to win all our games and do our job."
Yeah, he said it on the back of beating Everton by 2-0. A game that they kind of labored through. I'm not saying that Everton put up the best of fights, but Manchester City weren't so smooth themselves either. But they did come away with that result, with that 3 points. And yes, they have the advantage of having played one game more than Liverpool, but Liverpool's game in hand is against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Not very comforting.
And they have been on form in
not
recent times.
Not very comforting. Even when they were not on form, it's not.
No, I mean Manchester United.
Yes, I said even when Manchester United on form, it's not the kind of game in hand you want to have.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. It just still puts you under pressure. So Liverpool will have to go and win that point, because in as much as you've played one game less, you can't count it as 3 points. Remember what Real Madrid did and how that turned out. So for Liverpool, yes, that's one edge. But Bernardo Silva thinking that Manchester City has come around the bend, it's a bit too soon. Newcastle was not so long ago. Don't forget that. And their next game, they're playing against Chelsea. And And yes, Chelsea has shown different very levels of performance. Sometimes they are very good, sometimes they are utterly in shambles, like when they showed up against Arsenal. And Manchester City will be hoping that that's the Chelsea that shows up on the day tomorrow. So sorry, on Sunday, not tomorrow. That's what they should be praying for. But him just thinking that, oh, because we're back on top of the table, it shows we're mentally strong and we can push for it. Don't do that. When you've had a run of 6 or 7 games smoothly, where you've dominated, you've scored, you've gotten all 3 points, and people are now back to being afraid of you, then you can say you've come around the bend.
So too early, too soon?
Yeah, it's too soon. Don't brag now. Chelsea's around the corner. Just beat Chelsea and then take it from there.
All right. Okay. Now, Phil is saying on WhatsApp, Ayo, the beat of war, Jim. Did you beat the drum for a king in ancient times before? That was my drum roll, by the way. I wish the guys all the best in the quest for the ticket. Yes, we're rooting for our flying eagles. This is Shay. The studio is all feministic today. Our hearts go to the family of Sala and Cardiff City family. Tega, please tell coach, why they send me a message to coach Iwogun to shine his eyes and score like 2 goals before halftime today, because Niger concedes a lot. My Chelsea, please try to beat Man City again, or at most draw soup.
At least something. Let's go with something.
All right, we are going away, but not totally. We're still going to come back. Tega still in the building. Tega Supreme on Twitter. Please follow her right now, and chat with us. And you can follow us on Twitter as well. Smooth981. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. We're still live on WhatsApp 0809 444 981. But right now, it's time for us to go on a break. Season.
Yeah, Chiwambi Victor's messages. Let's just be reading other people's messages except there's nothing for it. Because we tend to read his.
That's why I didn't open it. Because like when he come and join us in the studio. So once I was excited. If we hadn't had Shay, I'd have had to read it. When I saw Shay, I was like, yeah, I'm not reading.
Let's check the Twitter.
Okay, Twitter, there's nothing. I checked it. Local room. It was the Barcelona, but I'm guessing that we did Liverpool and Skinny. And one Liverpool fans. I don't know who am I able to. This was the last time. This was on Wednesday. Let me see. Between Liverpool and Man City, I'm partial to Man City because I'm a Manchester United fan, and they have Manchester in them.
Makes sense.
Well, so that's the only thing. But otherwise.
Manchester United having to choose between their rivals Manchester City and their other rivals Liverpool is already a struggle. They have a bitter rivalry with both teams, but they have to choose one of between the devil and the deep.
Then the other part again is that they won it last year. So but Bele will not say, are you the only one? Give somebody else.
I don't care. If they like to win it 10 times.
Like, are you guys the only one?
I have a theory for the EPL, and I don't like for teams to break that theory. The EPL is a cabal.
Why? How?
They don't allow new people in.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes.
So before Liverpool will come and win that premiership, they have to break into
that cabal.
So how
did Leicester break that cabal?
Man, let's not snuck up on them.
It was a miracle, honestly.
Let's not snuck up. That's why it's not a team that could have done it back to back. It's not a team that could have even stayed in top 4. They just did it once and they disappeared.
It was a fluke. Okay, we're going back in 10 seconds. I'm putting my mic up now. Alright, welcome back. It's time. We're still here in the locker room with Tega. This is Smooth 98.1. Ayo Mairo-Ese here, and I'm glad to be invited by Tega Supreme in the locker room. And we invite you as well. Send your messages to us as we discuss everything sports. 0809 444 0981 is the number on WhatsApp. I'll take that slower. 0809 444 0981. On Twitter, we're live at Smooth981 with the hashtag LockerRoom981. I'll take, talking about Twitter, I'll take this quick one from Twitter. This is from Charles Chidozie at Chidozie. Man City were flying high until hashtag Sarri ball smoked them down, and earlier this season, I think Bernardo Silva should calm down and concentrate on playing football. Or is he now the spokesperson for the team? Alright, thank you for that one. We'll go straight still in football. Sad news right here. Still the updates on Salah. Body identified as Cardiff City footballer. The body recovered from the wreckage of a crash plane is that of Cardiff City player Emiliano Sala, Dorset Police have said. The body was recovered late on Wednesday after the wreckage was found on Sunday morning. Dorset Police confirmed the identification last night. In a statement, the force said the body brought to Portland Port today, Thursday, 7th February 2019, has been formally identified by Her Majesty Corona for Dorset as that of professional footballer Emiliano Sala. The families of Mr. Sala and the pilot David Ibbotson have been updated with this news and will continue to be supported by specially trained family liaison officers.
Yes, and here's that's what's tricky for me. Is that two people got on the plane and only one body has been recovered. First of all, I would say this: I was very disappointed in the government search team, because they searched for 3 days and they did not see the plane. And then the private search, the private, what are they called now? Okay, the private team that went on the search found the wreckage of the plane in 1 day. It's not like the plane completely went off track. It was still on the same lane. It just crashed. And so I'm not pleased with the government searchers. However, with the government search team. However, I am happy that Emiliano Sala's body has been recovered. At least the family can get some closure on that part. But my question is, where is the pilot?
That's
for
a
me.
question.
You have to, and the search has been closed for now. You have to, yes. Maybe they'll pick up another day, or they'll sort out something else. I don't know what it is, but the pilot is still missing. We have to find out where the pilot is. If he jumped out the plane, what happened to his body? We're
not even talking about
because 2 people died on the plane, and in as much as we're talking about the footballer, and we understand why, but the pilot, what happens to his family? What happens to their closure?
Very, very well said. We have Big E here. Manchester City is going to draw with Chelsea, but his latter part of the message says, and I still believe Emiliano Sala is still alive. Well, reports have said it, and yes, they must have taken DNA samples to confirm that it was his body.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go on to this story. President Josep Maria Bartomeu preparing the club for life without Argentina. Barcelona President Josep Maria Bartomeu says the club's transfer activity is an indication they are preparing for life after Lionel Messi. I know one day Messi will say he's retiring, she said. We'll have to prepare the club for the future. He's due to step down as president, that's the president in 2021. And he says we are bringing great young players to the team because we need to continue this era of success. That's our responsibility. My mandate will be finished in 2 seasons, so I need to leave the club in a great position and tell the new president that's our legacy.
You've already left the club in a bad position. There's no legacy. Stop bragging. You are the guy who decided that Kevin Prince Boateng was worth buying. I don't care how much he prayed, but you're the one that made this miracle come to pass. But if he's claiming that the club's transfer is an indication that they're preparing for the exit of Lionel Messi, I beg to differ. I think so far, yes, they have brought in Ousmane Dembele and maybe Felipe Coutinho, but that's about it. And then also Arthur, but Arturo Vidal is too old to be saying that that's the future. So is Kevin Prince Boateng, and then the fact that you sold Munir and now look for an older replacement doesn't show future. It shows past or maybe present at most. So that's not a good place to be. But the reason why this statement came up again was because of the El Clasico during the week. And so Real Madrid and Barcelona met in the Copa del Rey semi-finals. That was a draw. So because of that draw, we had 2 extra El Clasicos. I played one on Wednesday, and it was tough. Real Madrid went ahead first with Lucas Vazquez goal, and then Barcelona fought back, had the first opportunity where Courtois saved, and then Luis Suarez kicked the ball against the bar, and then Malcolm eventually put the ball in the back of the net. Fantastic goal. But Barcelona without Lionel Messi did not look pretty to watch, did not look convincing, had no focal point. And then they brought Lionel Messi on the pitch maybe in the 61st or 62nd minute, and you thought, okay, now the game is 1-1, and maybe Lionel Messi is going to bring that extra bite, but the goal just never came. And so at the end of the day, that El Clasico ended in a 1-1 draw. They're going to play the second leg on the 27th at the Bernabeu, looking like Real Madrid has an advantage, but then again, when you think of what the team could be like on the 27th of February, you can't say anybody has the advantage. But it was just shocking how Barcelona was without Lionel Messi. And so it brought up that question again. So we can't win any match without Messi.
So ZZ Classic seems to think so. A message on WhatsApp says, I can't imagine life alive after Messi. Boring. Or I'm sure he meant maybe the team.
Yeah.
Or after Messi, boring. Hashtag boring. We have Arthur here says, another Coutinho seems to be points beside Vidal and points up for them now. Okay, all right. Move on to talking about Courtois. You talked about him ready for Atletico anger as Real I Derby victory. Thibaut Courtois left Chelsea on bad terms last summer, and he expects to feel the anger from Atletico Madrid too when he faces them in the white of Real Madrid on Saturday. That's tomorrow. It happens in football. It's a derby, and a derby here in Madrid is always heated, he said. They'll whistle and shout, everything you would expect. It's part of football. I'll always respect them. Now I'm playing for the other side.
Yes, he was. I think it was Atletico Madrid that made him, that showed him to the world as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and then he left and went to Chelsea, and maybe it would have been okay for him, but he came back to Madrid and he went to Real Madrid. So bitter rivals again with Atletico at this point, and I'm glad that he already, because in the back of your mind, you know, when you go back home and you're playing for the other side, that somebody is going, you don't be shocked or surprised and say, oh, but I gave you some of my good years, why are you still upset at me? Oh, people are going to be angry, people are going to whistle, people are going to boo and stuff. So I'm glad that he prepared for it, but you know what he said, I have friends on the other side, so they can boo me now. Do you understand? They can boo me now, but I'll be fine. But it's going to be an interesting El Clasico. Real Madrid, again, I would say this, have found from somewhere that I cannot even begin to explain. And then they're playing against an Atletico Madrid side who are tough to beat, but their favorite scoreline is 1-0. They were beaten in 19 games until last weekend when they lost by 1 goal to Real Betis, and so they'll be looking to bounce back with this fixture and in this particular game. So it will be an interesting watch, if you ask me. I'd like to see if they change their style or change their pattern or go for a bit more than just that 1 goal scoreline. It'd be hard for Real Madrid to break them down, but with the form and the way that Real Madrid are playing and the confidence and the momentum they are on, I won't put it past them to get something. So if you ask me, I'd say it's 50-50. Anybody can win it.
Anybody can win
maybe a draw.
Okay, maybe a draw. Shall we take some messages before we proceed? Yes. All right. So Cruz here is saying, Tega, Biko, where is Diego Costa?
Injured.
All right. All right, Tunji, I don't know, but I don't understand. All right, let's go back. Okay, I had some earlier ones. Victor Sai says, Tega, it is most likely, so referring to, going back to the Emiliano Sala story, it is most likely the plane broke in parts and the pilot was in the cockpit and the player in the passenger side. They will keep searching when the weather condition improves. All right, thank you for that one. Okay, well, moving on. You name Emery says Huddersfield trip is a must-win. Arsenal head coach Unai Emery says his side need to approach tomorrow's trip to Huddersfield with a must-win mentality. Asked if Huddersfield's own poor form meant this game was must-win, Emery said yes. We started very well away, changing our mentality, but now we need to recover this confidence, to recover this performance, and the next opportunity is Saturday against Huddersfield.
Oh yes, and this is so tricky that Arsenal is in this place there. Yes, it's a must win. Huddersfield are at the bottom of the table, and so they are basically fighting for their lives, and so it makes them a tricky opponent to face. But Unai Emery already knows what Arsenal needs to do to fight and to win their game. If you ask me, I'd say Huddersfield is a good game to come now, especially after the game against Manchester United.
Yeah.
So it's a good game for Arsenal to have now. It looks like 3 points that they can get.
Yeah.
I understand his hesitance in giving them the victory because football, anything can happen.
Anything.
You never know. Huddersfield will just come in all these superhero outfits and do something on the day. But I think it's a game that they can play and they can win, and I think it's a great time that they have this game so they can get some respite here.
All right, fantastic. All right, we have to get some respite as we go on a break right now. When we come back, the locker room still continues. Tega Supreme in the studio, Ayo here, and we will be up a few more minutes to take your comments, and we'll also analyze a few more sports stories. See you soon. Okay, not see you soon. We'll be back. Okay, I can't see them. Okay, so we have only 2 more stories, which is fine. Because then we come back. Then we come back. But we have MI, a long time, MI, no.
What do you do on social media?
These people that come on, you talk. That's how one day I was at home. Somebody sent me a long message, slid into my DM. I thought it was a love declaration. Sent me a long message, and I didn't read the message. I just saw the beginning, and it looked like somebody was trying to do constructive criticism for us now. I just ignored the person. I'm like, you people are all idiots. I can't be bothered with you. Because if you once you criticize their team, they will come for you like you have something personal against them. Like sit down in a corner and cry. Cry me a river.
But that's how, but you know, well, football is a very
it's nonsense.
It's an emotive sport.
It's nonsense.
So.
They are the ones being emotional, not me. It's nonsense. He's talking as if Barcelona took my land. I'm picking on the president because he has done a shitty job. I didn't even mention the fact that the La Masia Academy, which is what used to produce all their talents, all them Xavi, all them Iniesta, all them Messi, all them Cesc Fabregas, Piqué. I didn't mention that they stopped doing that and they started buying from outside, which is a huge problem because
what happened?
They stopped.
Is it mismanagement?
I don't know, but they don't seem to be producing a lot of talent. They are just buying a lot of players from outside, which is another thing I wanted to mention about his under his leadership.
Okay. So we're going back shortly.
But this one is
mics are going up now.
Oh.
Indeed, love music, love life. This is Smooth 98.1 and we are in the locker room with Tega Supreme. Hi Tega. Alright, if you're just joining us, you can join this conversation, sports, all things sports, on WhatsApp 0809 4440981, and on Twitter you can join the conversation at Smooth981. Use the hashtag lockerroom981. Now you can follow Tega at Tega Supreme. You can tag her as well in your comments so that she can see them.
Yeah, and don't slide into my DM and give your supposed construct. I will ignore it as usual.
I already said that this studio sounds very feminine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's actually quite nice. But you know, thanks to the male voices in quote that have come through WhatsApp, and we'll take a few of them right now. Victor Osai says, Tega, it is not. We're taking this one actually. So Idris Omaja says the Madrid derby is going to be tough, but I believe that Real Madrid will win. Okay. Still news here, and people sending their condolences to Salah's family. MI from Akoka is saying our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Salah at this time. This wasn't the fairy tale ending we expected. Like you mentioned, Tega, the family of the pilots also deserve some closure so they can heal and move on with their lives. Very true. All right, moving on to this story here. China, Marek Hamsik's move to China delayed over payment issues. Napoli midfielder Marek Hamsik's move to China has been delayed over problems concerning payment methods, the Serie A club has said. Napoli did not name the club or say for how long the move will be held up, though they still have time to complete a deal with the transfer window in China open until February 28th. The club has decided to delay Marek's move to China because the payment methods proposed for the agreed sum failed to adhere to what was previously agreed, they said in a brief statement on their website.
Yes, he was supposed to leave Napoli, but they're still waiting for their payment. There's still time, you know, for that move to happen. So it's not all hope is not lost. But what happens? What it is with Napoli now is they're facing Fiorentina this weekend on Saturday, and that's a tough one for them. Remembering exactly how they lost against AC Milan in the Coppa Italia, and how the season has not been so smooth, especially Ancelotti. This is going to be a tough one for Ancelotti. And this is the same Fiorentina that beat Roma by 7 goals to 1
Wow.
in the same Coppa Italia. So they have their moments of magic.
Mhm.
And so this is a tough fixture for this team, and Ancelotti will want his team to go in there and try to get some wins. I would say reaching for the Serie A title is a bit of a stretch. There's a 9 point gap. You're not making.
Not at all.
Yeah, there's a 9 point gap.
Even
I'm sorry.
in football.
Oh. I don't know what Juventus will have to do for them not to win the title. And if they don't win the title this year with that 9 point gap, I think Allegri should just resign from being a manager fully. But what they can do is play for their second place and for their UEFA Champions League spots, and that's, I think, what Napoli is going to try to do.
Okay, brilliant. I'll take this message from Twitter. Charles Chidozie says, even the Barcelona president, listening to himself, knows he doesn't sound convincing. 90% of his transfers have been terrible. Younger players haven't transitioned from the academy, and he's investing on old legs. The team will suffer.
And that's where my problem is. What happened to the famous academy that brought out all these young players? Somehow, and now he's going out to buy this talent. Alenya is a good example of someone that has come up and has transitioned, but you have to remember that Denis Suarez also did not find a playing room. So you're looking at that. Look, trust me, Bartomeu didn't do well by this club. If you ask me, he did not. Laporte was great, Bartomeu horrible.
Not so great. All right. We cannot take this final story, but just to touch on it because it's just a response to Man City. Liverpool still confident of Premier League title success, says Alisson. Right, okay, nothing to say.
No, well, he's confident. What can we do?
Alright, we have to go now, Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us in the locker room, and thank you, Tega, as always. Expert analysis and brilliant stories this morning. Thank you very much indeed. You can follow Tega at Tega Supreme, and she dishes out sports stories on the go on Twitter, so you might want to follow her and engage with her on Twitter. Right now, we have to go, but I'm excited because we come back at 9 a.m. for Lagos Talks 981, and we have a very interesting topic. Today is Feel Good Friday, so we're talking about something Feel Good Friday. So please join us 9 a.m. Lagos Talks. Is something lighthearted. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. I won't tell you what the question is, but it's something that you will definitely be interested in. So stay tuned. Keep tuned into Smooth 98.1. We're going off. We'll be back at 9 a.m.